and we can ride the boogie, share that beat of love. I wanna ride.
What is up, y'all? Welcome back to another video, or welcome if you are new. This is Natural Black Vegan. My name is Angelica, and I'm super excited today because we're starting a new little topic over here on the channel, and we're finally getting into reading and getting into books. So if you've been here a while, you know one of my goals for 2025 was to read more. I've definitely been doing that, and so we're finally going to get into the topic of the books that I have been reading. So I have a stack of books. We're going to do everything I've read in January and February so far this year. And then I have my tablet here because I read a lot on my tablet, and I'm going to use it to keep track of all the different books and like when I read them and stuff. So I think it's about 11 books that we're going to get through. So if you're excited to see what I have been reading so far in 2025, then keep on watching. So before I get started, I also want to say that I do monthly blog posts on naturalblackvegan.com that gives more details and reviews on all the books that I read, my favorite quotes, how many stars I rate them, all that stuff. If you want the in-depth reviews and links to purchase any of these books, check out naturalblackvegan.com. I'll link it in the description box. But let's get started. So the first book I read this year was Fake It Till You Bake It by Jamie Wesley. This is a cute little romance book. I just happened to find it at Barnes & Noble, and it's about the two characters, Jada and Donovan. Jada was on a reality TV show, kind of like The Bachelor type of show, and she ended up like rejecting the guy at the end. Donovan is an NFL player who also owns a cupcake shop. She needs a job. She ends up working at his cupcake shop. She has bad press, so she ends up lying and saying that they are dating, and it kind of helps further both of their careers in the process. So it's a fake dating trope for sure. It's a black romance for sure, which are two of my favorite things. You will see as like these book reviews continue that I love a good fake dating trope, and I love a good black romance. So most of the books are black romance, but yeah, this story was just really cute. Very adorable. I liked the characters. I like that he was an NFL player but also like owned a cupcake shop. Like, I thought that was really cute. Now, as far as how I rated it, so I did give Fake It Till You Bake It 4 stars out of 5, just because I felt like the plot was a little bit basic. It dragged just a little bit, but overall a really good read. And then when I got to the end of it, I was like, oh my god, it's like a cliffhanger at the end, because there's a second book, A Legend in the Baking. So right away I had to go and find A Legend in the Baking. That was my second read in January for this year. So A Legend in the Baking focuses on Donovan's little sister Sloan and August, another one of his like NFL teammates, bakers at the cupcake shop. They've had like chemistry and things in the past, but now Sloan is working as the cupcake shop's social media manager, so she's like very close to August. They have like a lot of different things that happen in their past. They're both kind of reluctant to even like initiate any type of relationship or anything with each other. So this one definitely had a deeper storyline. The plot was a lot better. This one I did rate 5 stars. Again, same author, Jamie Wesley. It was very cute, and they kind of have like this little secret hidden past that they're like working through together, which I really loved. So a very good read. I read this in like 1 or 2 days, and you can see it's pretty thick. So again, 5 stars for A Legend in the Baking. The next book I read in January is Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. Now, I know this book has been everywhere. All the girls are talking about Before I Let Go. I actually was reluctant to read it, and one of my students bought it for me. And I was like, you know what, let me just read it. But it's about two characters, Yasmin and Josiah, and they are divorced but co-parenting and run a business together, but they still kind of had this spark. They both have a lot of healing to do. They had some traumatic things happen in their marriage that they're trying to, you know, still get past as they move on with their lives. But like Yasmin is really deep in her healing journey. Josiah is just getting into his, and they're kind of like ebbing and flowing, if you will. This book was so amazing. Like, first of all, look at this cover. She's gorgeous. But this book was amazing. One of the best books I've ever read, like literally ever in life. It says emotional, raw, real, and addictively delicious. Yeah, this book is just amazing. I gave it 5 stars. I thought I could never read anything better than Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. But then came the second book in this trilogy, This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. So again, 5 stars to Before I Let Go. If there was a rating above 5 stars, like 6 stars, it would be this. This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. This book is amazing. It's like, to me, a coming of age story, but for women in like their 30s and 40s. So this book is about one of Yasmin's friends, Soledad, and she kind of had her life all planned out. She had kids, she had a husband, she had a great house, and then her life took a serious dramatic turn for the worse. Now she's trying to navigate motherhood, womanhood, self-love, all of that on her own. And she does have a love interest. Oh, I didn't mention, all the little romance books that I read do have some spice in it. These two are spicier than the two Jamie Wesley books, but this one, lots of spice, but good. I love, 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 love the male main character in this book, Judah. Judah's amazing. He's patient, he's kind, he's loving, he's everything that Soledad needs when she's trying to like rediscover herself and her life. But yeah, if I could give a book 6 stars, it would be This Could Be Us. So far, it's my top read of 2025. It was my top read of January, which is when I read all of the first ones that we've seen so far. But yeah, I love this book. And Kennedy Ryan has a 3rd one coming out for their last friend, Hendrix, and I already have that one pre-ordered. I'm just waiting for it to come in. But yeah, this book, top tier. Like, if you're gonna read any of the ones that I recommend, This Could Be Us. Yeah. The next book I read in January is called Rhythms Blues by Kimberly Brown, and I don't have a physical copy of that one because I read it on my tablet, so I put a little like picture up here of the cover of Rhythms Blues. First of all, the cover is stunning, but this one is more of like an urban romance rather than a contemporary romance. And at first I was like, this book is too vulgar, like I can't get into this, but I kept seeing people talk about how good it was, and I was like, let me push through, let me keep reading, and I'm so glad I did because it ended up being a 5-star read for me. So Rhythms Blues is about a young girl, Rhythm, who moved across the country for her boyfriend, Raheem. He's a famous rapper, but then, you know, his career starts to blow up, and so does his ego, so does his head. Raheem is just acting crazy. So she ends up leaving Raheem and meeting this amazing guy, Channing, who a lot of people think is like their book boyfriend. I'm currently reading, though, in March, a book where he is my book boyfriend, so sorry, Channing. But yeah, she meets this amazing guy named Channing and finds out that he secretly has some connections to Raheem. So she has to make some decisions, like, is she gonna retrust in Raheem and take him back? Is she gonna move on with Channing? Is she gonna just live her life on her own as a successful young black woman? But yeah, this book has a lot of twists and turns, a lot of drama, and like once I got past the vulgarity of it, because it is like very vulgar, very spicy, very urban, it's funny. I like it. I liked the drama. So yeah, definitely cannot judge a book too quickly. One of my students always tells me you should read at least 50 pages before you decide to stop finishing a book. So I go by his rule of thumb. And if I'm 50 pages in and I still don't like it, I stop. But Rhythms Blues definitely changed that for me. So I loved that book. 5-star read. Definitely recommend it. So those are all the books that I read in January of this year. Let's move into the February books. So I started February with Only for the Week. I think that's what it's called. Yes, Only for the Week by Natasha Bishop. This one, again, was a very popular TikTok read. That's why I decided to read that one. That's also the reason I decided to read Rhythms Blues. I don't think I said why. But Only for the Week by Natasha Bishop. This story is messy. Like, TikTok, y'all were right. This was a good one. This almost was my top book of February. But Only for the Week is about a doctor named Janelle, and she is on vacation in Tulum for a week for her sister's birthday, but her sister is actually marrying like Janelle's ex-boyfriend, so already starting off messy. And Janelle ends up connecting with one of her sister's fiancés, you know, her own ex, one of his friends, Rome, while they're in Mexico for the week. And they're like, should we start this little secret romance? It's gonna be only for the week, like no strings attached, like we're just sleeping around, we're just having fun for this week. But they kind of end up, you know, getting deeper and discovering more things. As the wedding week goes on, the plot thickens, it gets messier, more people join the trip, all of Janelle's family secrets starts to come out and unfold, and like even having what she has with Rome becomes like a little too much for her. So it is a very messy read, very spicy, a great male main character. Rome is amazing. So if you like those little spicy romance with like the mess and the drama and the plot, Only for the Week is for you. I haven't heard anybody say one bad thing about Only for the Week, and I see people talk about this book on TikTok, on YouTube, all of the time, and like everybody can agree that Only for the Week, it's an amazing book. I had to keep coming back to it and keep reading. Like, I did not want to put it down because every time you thought it was going well, like another secret, another mess, another plot twist came along. So like definitely loved Only for the Week. highly recommended. The next book I read in February is The Kiss Countdown by Etta Easton. This one I found in Barnes & Noble. I was just shopping around in the Black romance section, and this one stood out to me because he's an astronaut, and I was like I'm a STEM person, you know, I'm a math and science teacher. I went to school and studied math and science. I was like, a STEM romance? How cute. But this one is, again, a fake dating trope. I told you they would keep coming back. This is a fake dating trope. Last one, only for the week, was secret dating. So was Rhythms Blues, also secret dating. This one is fake dating. But Amory is the main character, and she's kind of in between spots in her life. Like, she's jobless, she doesn't know what she's gonna do. Her long-term relationship just ended, and then she runs into her ex in the coffee shop, and he has this brand new girlfriend. So she just grabs like the near stranger to her, turns out to be astronaut Vincent, and she's like, oh yeah, this is my boyfriend, like he's an astronaut and we're together and all of this stuff. So he ends up saying like, hey, if like I do some favors for you, you could do some favors for me. Like, my family wants me in a relationship before I ship off to my mission, and I know your parents want you in a relationship, and you need a place to stay to work on your job. Like, how about, you know, we have this little trade-off. You pretend to be my girlfriend and it works out. But, you know, it never really works out when it comes to fake dating. But this book is very cute. I love the plot. It was very sweet. If you like really spicy, messy, deep romances, this isn't for you. This one is definitely a little cutesy romance. But like, when I saw Black characters and they're into science on the cover, I just had to get it. I gave it 4 stars because, you know, it was cutesy, it was predictable. It was like you knew that the happy ending was coming all along. You knew she would get the job and they would be together and just all that kind of stuff. It was very, very, very predictable. But again, very cute, and it's a good like palate cleanser if you're in between books or you're kind of like in a reading slump. Like, this one's kind of a good like cute little romance to just get you back into your next book. But yeah, 4 stars, still very good. And then I saw that Etta Easton has a new book coming out. I forget what it's called. I'm literally reading it right now, but I can't remember what it's called. But it is Vincent's sister's story. So I'm reading that one right now in March, so it'll be in the next like books I've read video. But yeah, here's the Kids Countdown. Very, very cute. Loved Etta Easton's style. Very easy to read. Very adorable. The next book I read in February is The Fall Risk by Abby Jimenez, and it was a short story, only on Kindle, I believe. And so I read that. It was a Valentine's Day read. I literally read it in like 2 days. It's way more for Valentine's Day, but it's about 2 characters. I want to say their names are Charlotte and Seth, and they get stranded in their apartments when the stairs are accidentally taken out, and so they have all of Valentine's weekend where they're kind of just like stuck together. He's going through a divorce, she has some like trauma and secrets that she's hiding from, and they spend the whole weekend kind of like getting to know each other and bond. They also both have like super crazy best friends and that makes the story more humorous, but it is very funny, very cute. But if a book says Abby Jimenez on the cover, you already know it's going to be an amazing 5-star read. Like, you don't even have to wonder, like, is this going to be good? Like, no, if it says Abby Jimenez, it's going to be amazing. So, of course, I gave that book 5 stars. It was a cute little short story. Not really any spiciness to it. Just cute, romantic, adorable. Charlotte and Seth were both just normal, run-of-the-mill characters. Like, it didn't do anything to like specifically stand out, but I just love Abby Jimenez's writing style, and I love how she like creates different plots and secrets and layers to the book so that it's beyond just like a basic romance novel. So again, short story, but 5 stars. The next book that I read is Restore Me by J.L. Seegers. This book just about took me out. So it is a very long book. At least for me, I think it was like 400, 500 pages, which is long for me. I'm going to read like what I wrote about it. But I ended up rating it like 4.5 stars just because at the end, the plot like really dragged a lot. But the 2 main characters are Sloan and Dominic. And this is another Black romance. It's also another secret dating. But Sloan's husband passed away. His best friend is Dominic. Dominic has always hated Sloan since they were in college, and she does not know why. But they are forced to work together on a project. So also a forced proximity trope. But yeah, they end up getting to know each other more. And they have like this weird, well, Sloan always feels this weird like deja vu. But Dominic has all these layers and secrets that stops him from being fully open with Sloan. This book has so many twists and turns and layers. It is very spicy. So if you don't like the spicy scenes, Restore Me is not for you. But I really liked it. I liked the plot. I liked all the layers and the deja vu and the things. I went back to college days and to her marriage and to her husband passing and to the way they worked together. Like, I really liked the dynamic between Sloane and Dominic. I just felt like the story dragged a little bit. Like, the whole time you could kind of tell where it was going, but it just took too long to get there for my personal taste. So I gave it 4.5 stars because I could not stop thinking about it. It was constantly on my mind. When I got done reading, I was like, that is a great book. But I did find myself like wanting to skip through pages to get like to the end already. So 4 stars, 4.5 stars, still a good read. It is a series. It's the first one in J.L. Seeger's New Haven series. I don't plan on reading the rest of the series just because I did not really like care for the side characters that the rest of the series is about. So I'll stop there. But yeah, still a pretty decent read. My next read of February was The Love Lyric by Christina Forrest. If a book says Christina Forrest on the bottom, I'm gonna read it and I'm gonna enjoy it. But this is the last book in a trilogy of the Green sisters. So I read The Neighbor Favor, The Partner Plot, and now The Love Lyric is the last one. And it's about Iris. She's the oldest sister out of the Green sisters. She's a single mom after her husband passed, and she ends up crossing paths with Angel, a popular R&B singer, and they have to work together. They have, like, Angel has a giant crush on Iris, and she does not really realize it because she's just a regular girl and he's a huge R&B star. But it's like he falls first, forced proximity. She's trying to run from it because, you know, she's a single mom, her husband passed. But the way that their love story unfolds over these pages is very, very cute. I love Christina Forrest's writing style because it's a tiny bit of spice with a lot of plot, a lot of romance, a lot of depth. And so I just love her writing style. The Love Lyric, I would say, is probably my second favorite out of the Green Sister trilogy. The Partner Plot is number 1, then The Love Lyric, then The Neighbor Favor last. But they're all really, really good. They can be like standalones or read in the series or read in any order. So I love that too. But Christina Forrest, one of my favorite authors of all time, like one of my top authors. The Love Lyric did not disappoint. Again, easily 5 stars. All right, my last February book was also my top read of February, and it is Beg, Borrow, or Steal by Sarah Adams. This is the only one that isn't a black romance, but it just happened to be my favorite in the month of February. I felt bad because it was Black History Month and Sarah Adams took the cake, but like, it is what it is. But Emily and Jack are 2nd grade teachers. They are long time rivals. Like, they've been rivals since college, just because Emily has a lot of things that she needs to, I was pointing at Jack. Emily has a lot of things she needs to work through in her life and in her family structure. She's had a lot of loss in her family and throughout her childhood, and so her and Jack are rivals. She finds out that Jack is moving to her small hometown after his engagement ended, and then to make matters worse, he's also her next door neighbor. But both Emily and Jack have secrets. They have this cute little witty banter. Their story is very deep, and it's like beyond just we're rivals and we don't like each other. There's so much there, and they have so much in common that they literally mirror each other and they don't even realize it. So Beg, Borrow, or Steal is just extremely well written. It has a lot of great quotes. I like the plot. I like the depth. I love both of the main characters. I like the side characters. I did find out it was part of a series, and I am going to go back and read the rest of the series just because I really like Sarah Adams' writing style and I like the 2 characters. But it was a very, very good read. Of course, 5 stars. My top read of February. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, it was just cute. It was romantic. It had a little bit of spice, but extremely, extremely well written. The plot flowed nicely. It didn't take too long. The ending didn't feel rushed or like it was just spaced out. Like, the plot was just perfect. It was a perfectly written romance novel. So that concludes all of my reading for the months of January and February. Since it's my first time doing a video like this, give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and subscribe if you want to see more. Again, I have the more detailed reviews and like my favorite quotes and links to purchase and all that stuff in my blog post in the description down below. And leave a comment if you're into reading, what kind of books you should read. You see, I like romance of any kind, and so if you have any recommendations for me, leave them in the comment box below. I would love to continue to do videos like this because reading has grown to be one of my favorite hobbies, and I'm already planning what I'm reading for March, and I'm on book number 3 so far in March, and I cannot wait to share all that I'm reading so far with y'all in the next video. So I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.